current gold price, three key numbers there. Startup capex for stage 1 pit is about $3.1 million. That's largely surface infrastructure and a small amount of pre-strip. Secondly, the NPV on that is 137 million pre-tax at the current spot price, which is around about 5,064 Aussie. Or it was when we wrote the final draft of that announcement. It may have shifted a few bucks since. And the internal rate of return on that is 152%. So it's a very fast payback. Moving through stage 1, the northern part, lower grades near surface material, and then moving south, getting into stage 2 for a total of 79,000 ounces. So it's economically very robust. There's obviously a number of key assumptions in there at scoping study level. Some of these things are done at plus or minus 30% variability. I think the resource itself is very robust. We're extremely confident of that, and in fact, as we know with recent drill results, that resource will grow as we continue drilling to the south. So we will in fact have to redo the scoping study with a larger model or a pre-feasibility stage at some stage in the future. First thing we need to do with Ironbark is to complete this drilling at the south end to work out how far this high-grade extension goes. Now, that's quite a valuable extension in the sense that it's been intersected at around 8.5 to 9 grams a tonne. So a small volume of that can actually add ounces fairly quickly to the resource. So we will need to finish that drilling, update the resource, see what that looks like spatially, reassess those pit shells, things like that. More immediately, though, while that's going on, we're already starting the hydrogeology study, which is one of the technical pieces of work for the mining approvals. Obviously, the mining agreement negotiation is on foot, and we have the next meeting for that in a couple of weeks. And all of those things will feed into the mining lease being granted. We're hoping to get the mining lease granted immediately after the mining agreement is ratified, which should be at their AGM in November. That will then allow us to put all the technical work in between now and the end of the year and put the mining approvals in place for either late this year or early next year to get the clock ticking on the mining approval process. It's really good to be well funded, and you know, we're not going to be come raised for a long time. We certainly have a lot of work planned, and the first thing in that chain of events will be bringing in a second rig. A dedicated air core rig will come onto site in August, and we'll just start hitting all of these targets really on the RC side of things. We're drilling at Eagle Hawk at the moment, so that's resource definition drilling. We'll then go back to SideWell South and do resource definition and extensional drilling around SideWell South and try and get Eagle Hawk and SideWell South into resource towards the end of the year. They're two of the key planks in our target of reaching 1 million ounce resource base by the end of the year. Meanwhile, the air core rig will be running around drilling new targets, including some of the stuff to the south at SideWell South and further south of that at Talval, which we outlined earlier this year. These are geochemical targets, which are really nice looking high tenor gold targets that haven't been tested yet. And in fact, we did some IP surveys just in the last couple of weeks north of Eagle Hawk and across the northern Ironbark stratigraphy. And we hope to be testing some of those shortly as well, and we'll be putting out some more information on that in the next week or so. So very busy between now and Christmas, and then leading into the new year, continuing with a combination of technical studies for the mining approvals and exploration on new and advanced targets leading towards the mineral resource update.